What's happening, athletes? Welcome back to the channel. So you're probably thinking, is it worth it to step up to a brand new bike? Or do I stay with what I have and simply upgrade the pieces of gear? Well, the reality is you do not need to upgrade your bike for a full distance Ironman. A road bike with aero bars or the current tri bike you have is going to work just fine. But in today's video, I'm going to break down 5 pieces of kit that you can upgrade to any road bike or tri bike to make your full distance Ironman more successful and a heck of a lot more fun. Let's dig in. Hey, what's happening, athletes? Before we get into the video, please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button if you find these videos helpful. And go ahead and drop a comment below. Let me know what bike you're thinking about buying or what piece of bike gear. It really helps the channel with the algorithm. All right, athletes, you know me, I'm all about nutrition and hydration. So number 1 on my list for bike upgrades is a front-loaded hydration system. Here I have the Canyon aftermarket upgrade. So this pops in and out of the bike and it runs a whopping $300, which is pretty darn expensive. However, you can buy the Profile Designs front-loaded hydration system for only $100 on Amazon. I'll put a picture of it up here. And I used that hydration system for 5 seasons before I stepped up to this Canyon bike. What's amazing about having a hydration system in the front of your bike is you always are in contact with your hydration. So anytime you need a drink, the straw is right at mouth level. So it's extremely accessible, extremely easy. This is wonderful, especially if you're not that comfortable taking your hands off the cockpit to reach for your water bottle, especially if other athletes are around. So having this on the front loaded allows you to stay in aero position, drink more water than you would out of a bottle, and keep going. So inevitably, it's going to save time because you're not going to slow down when you go to drink. But more importantly, it's going to save you time because you're going to be properly hydrated throughout the entire bike leg. This is a must add and will improve your performance because you're going to be better hydrated and more aero for more of the race. All right, athletes, moving to upgrade number 2. Again, nutrition and hydration. We're going to go to a Bento Box. So this Bento Box, again, is aftermarket, but it fully integrates into Canyon's ecosystem. So it's wonderful. Pop it open during the race. And in here, I have some applesauce and some Rice Krispie treats. So again, being able to have your nutrition and food so it's easily accessible is an absolute must to keeping you fueled, hydrated, and on schedule. Now, because this one is hard plastic, it's pretty limited on what and how much I can fit in there. So prior to this Canyon, I actually used the Rock Bros top tube bike bag, which I'll put a picture up here. $20 on Amazon, hooks up to any bike, any tri bike. But what's more important is because it isn't rigid, you can jam in way more nutrition. So it'll be much more effective for you on your race. So these two together are going to help keep you fueled and hydrated, which is ultimately is going to mean a better race for you. Okay, third on this list, and it goes hand in hand with my nutrition and my hydration, and that's a bike computer. Now, most people are going to have a bike computer to track their power or their pace, which is excellent for that. What I use a bike computer for mostly when I'm racing full Ironman is a clock. That way I'm looking down at this thing constantly, seeing exactly when my next fueling need comes. So generally I'm going to take in hydration every 30 minutes. So I'm watching this thing like a hawk. As soon as I hit the 30-minute mark, I take a sip of my water. And every hour I need to have consumed at least 100 calories. So what this does, because it's right at eye level in the cockpit, is it keeps you on your hydration and your nutrition schedule on top of being able to track your speed and your power. This is the Edge 530. So it's going to run about $230, but again, it's an amazing upgrade. Now here's a pro tip. when I made the jump from 70.3 to full Ironman, I didn't upgrade my watch at the time. And I got deep into training and learned that my watch's GPS didn't have enough juice to get me through a full Ironman. So come race day, because I had the bike computer, I was able to use the watch for the swim, the bike computer for the bike, and then the watch for the run. And that got me through the race. So having some redundancy built into your planning as well is a great approach, just in case you lose juice in your watch. Well, now we can use the bike computer to get us to the finish line. All right, athletes, number 4 on the list, we're going to come down to the tubeless ready tires. So I was extremely nervous about going tubeless because I'm not a bike mechanic. I'm not good at fixing bikes, and I don't like fixing bikes. And anytime I'm introducing new tech, it makes me nervous. But prior to going tubeless, I had flats about 50% of my long rides, which is the most annoying thing. And if there's one thing that makes me want to quit biking, it's flat tires. Going up to tubeless has completely solved that problem. It's been absolutely essential to having no flats, both in training and on race day. Tubeless tires are going to run just about $200 for the pair. So that's not bad. That's an extremely cheap upgrade that's going to make your biking even more enjoyable. But you do need to make sure that there's tubeless ready rims as well. So that's an extra price tag. But you can get some carbon aftermarket race rims on Amazon for like $400. So for $600, you could have tubeless tires as well as brand new race rims. And that will make whatever bike you have look sleeker, more beautiful, and much better in those finisher picks. All right, athletes, last on my list is not an actual bike accessory, but it's a piece of bike kit. Here I have the Shimano RC5 bike shoes. Now, for the first 5 years of triathlon, I bought the cheapest bike shoes because, again, I'm not really a cyclist. If I was going to spend money on shoes, I would do it on my running shoes because I geek out on those. But my old shoes were getting worn out, and I decided to upgrade and do some research. So these actually have a carbon-infused sole on the bottom. Now, they're not full carbon. Full carbons are going to cost you upwards of $500, which to me is grotesque for some bike shoes. So these with carbon-infused are about $170. So not bad, and I actually got them on sale at REI, so I paid much less than that. What the carbon does is it increases the stiffness, so it improves the power transfer from your feet into your pedals, which is going to equate to more power and faster times. But for me, the kicker that I've fallen in love with these, because of the extra stiffness, my foot isn't flexing as much on the rides. So my foot pain is next to nothing by the time I get off the bike. And that is wonderful because there's nothing worse than finishing a 6-hour bike, lacing up your running shoes, and having your feet be in absolute pain. So these were an upgrade. Again, I really drug my feet on because I didn't see the value in upgrading bike shoes, but I probably wish I would have done it 2 to 3 years sooner. All right, athletes, I hope you enjoyed this video. The point here is, do you need to upgrade to a $6,000 to $10,000 bike? Absolutely not. In fact, I'd recommend against it. I think slowly improve your gear over time. Keep making things fresh so you keep doing new races. Then after 4, 5, 6 years in the sport, go ahead and splurge and go all in. Hope that was helpful. As always, I'll see you on the start line.